It's Wednesday, third week. Back in the big woods, big buck country. Just putting the boys up, seeing what they can find. So down this road, you'll see where it tightens up, and there's like a turnaround where everybody's been turning around. There's a winter road that goes up the ridge. It's wide and grassy at the beginning, but it tightens up and goes up to that cut up there on the ridge. Last year there was a bunch of scrapes and some rubs up along that. Okay. But yeah, that road keeps going on. That's good. It wraps all the way around the bottom side of that cut too. So. All right. Now remember, if you see a big buck, don't shoot too much or they'll roast you on YouTube.
Told you. He ain't gonna move after I'm done.
Good luck. All right, man. Good luck.
Thanks, bud. See what we can do.
Well, got those three guys dropped off. I'm gonna go up and retrieve that camera that I went to go get when I shot the buck Monday morning. So we'll see what's up with that camera, and I'll check around a little bit, see if there's some promising sign in there. That's the same area I took my buck last year through, so I kind of like it. We'll see what it looks like in there. Moose are definitely on the move this morning. Got a big cow standing up there on the road. Already seen a big bull. Nice frosty morning here. Good morning for someone to see a buck. Shoot a buck. Well, I'm gonna go in and get that game camera that I was going after when I shot my buck. Like I said, this was the same area that shot my buck last year out of. I tracked that one right through where I killed this year's. And actually it was today last year, Wednesday of the third week, on first snow. So I guess this is a year on YouTube, roughly. I made a short of the shootout with my buck there, and I woke up and if you need a good laugh and you're bored, you should check out the comments, because some guys were roasting me. 3 shots too many for an animal. They wouldn't want to hire a guide that can't aim. One guy claiming to be a Maine guide said I was jerking and pulling the trigger instead of squeezing it, but I tried to look him up on Facebook, and probably a sea kayak guide, gun quit. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's not my thing. Plus the ocean, great whites, killer whales, that thing that chased Jason Statham around for 2 movies, and you're gonna strap yourself into a wannabe canoe and splash around on top of them. Sounds like fun. But anyway, we'll go for a walk here, and I'll try to give you some insightful hints and see what we see. But actually right now I'm looking at It's frozen now. And it may not really look like it, but that was soft when they walked. And that stride is definitely longer than my rifle. That's a good buck. Come down this road here. I would say yesterday, late yesterday afternoon, when the ground was thawed out some. So this is a good area for deer, and I basically have it to myself in November. Not that nobody else can come in here, it's just it takes a while to get in here. I drive past plenty of other good places to hunt deer, but you know, I really look for a spot where I'm not gonna run into anybody. I don't have to worry about anybody beating me in here. You know, anyone familiar with the area, you're not gonna see me over on Valentine Ridge or the Milos Road. You know, a lot of guys that hunted in there for years, the same trucks parked in the same spots. They got their stands, and you know, I don't want to mess with them. And there's just no reason for me to go in there. Plenty of places to hunt. You know, if someone did come in here though, sees my truck and comes in here, it's just gonna make me that more motivated to come in here and let you hear me shoot a big one. So be warned. If you see my truck, forget where you saw it. Now let's go. Now this is a big buck right here. Just getting some loose. And probably from last year, by the looks of it. I'm really surprised I haven't stumbled onto a shed in here. I need to come back in here this winter though, looking pretty hard to get all the way in here in the spring. That's be a heck of a walk. I just found a little rub and a scrape here. And actually make out some deer tracks in the leaves here, but that's all frosted in. Well, best case, it was made yesterday, last evening. It's not too old. This is frozen. It's still pretty white, so it's in the last day or two. It broke that branch off, so decent set of horns, I'd say. And I don't think it's the one I shot either. But I haven't seen a lot of sign, no drop-ins or nothing yet. I kind of went out around where I killed that buck because it was kind of wet going in through there, and I just didn't want to deal with it this morning. Plus I wanted to see what was up here. But we're about halfway to the camera now, so we'll see what else we see along the way. Here's another scrape here. We're just about into that area that was a barnyard that I got into last year in the snow. It's pretty open, kind of wet in there, a lot of blowdowns and stuff, and they're feeding in there real hard. A lot of does last year. But you know, when you get into an area like that, you're going to waste a lot of time if you try to track him all the way through there, around in circles and back over his track. What I did is, after I checked over the cut real good to make sure there wasn't a deer laying there or standing there looking at me, I went right around the edge of it to find where his track left that. you know, it gains you time on him, because he spent a lot of time in there around where all those does were. So if you don't waste your time trying to track him through all that mess and just make a big loop and find where he comes out of there, you're going to gain on him. Well, we'll see what kind of sign there is in that cut. We'll see if there's still deer feeding in there heavy. And a couple piles of droppings here and a scrape. That branch just broke off right there. Over it. Starting to see a few more deer tracks. It looks like the deer must be hanging on the back end of this cut here. There's pretty mature dark growth back there, and I tracked my buck through a lot of it last year. It's actually pretty decent. You can stay pretty quiet. You can see decent in spots. It's not super thick, but I know one of the guys, he seems a little discouraged, you know, not seeing a lot of deer sign. But you're not going to see a lot of deer sign up here. What I've just shown you is a lot of deer sign. You know, a couple scrapes, a couple sets of drop-ins. That's a lot of deer sign up here, because there's a lot of areas that the deer aren't there. You know, and they're all worried because there's moose trails everywhere, but you're not going to find a deer trail. You're going to find game trails, and everything uses them: deer, bear, and moose. You know, this is, they say, we're the hardest place in the country to deer hunt. And, you know, it's really all I know. So, I don't know what it's like to go out and see 10 or 12 deer sitting every night. Hope to see 10 or 12 deer season. It's frosted in, but that's a big buck track. You see how it's squared. The toes aren't pointing together. That's a pretty good buck right there. Another set of drop-ins here. You can see buck tracks frozen in the leaves there. This is where my buck went out of here last year. Pretty big game trail. I just heard a shot. I'm really hoping it was Dustin or Jason. I heard an impact, so whoever shot hit something. We'll find out here. I'm sure they'll send a text. Now, got a buck track here, and it's a giant. It's frozen. Stepped in it when the mud was still soft, but check this thing out. The dew claws back there. There's another big one in here. Hopefully we get somebody onto him. But, so, back to the shooting thing anyway. If you're going to come up to Maine in the big woods, you can't be scared of shooting, because you're not going to get a lot of opportunities. and you're not always going to get the best shot. But you need to practice your shooting so you can hit a very small target in a very small window. You know, if you're waiting for the perfect broadside, wide open shot, you're going to be buying steaks at the store. So, don't be shy. It didn't hurt my feelings too bad when they were all concerned about me shooting 3 times. Hopefully they get to see a video of me when I miss and it takes off on me. They want to see some shooting, they'll see some shooting. I carry a lot of bullets with me. Enough to hold off a Canadian invasion should one occur. This is just the way we do it up here. And you watch the guys that consistently get big bucks, you know, the Big Woods Bucks crew. They're not scared to shoot. Well, we're almost to the camera now. I'm into that big timber I was talking about. There's a game trail that goes up around the edge here, and that's where that camera is, so we'll grab that one, put it in another spot, maybe see some more sign. That's a pretty good size scrape right there. Hasn't been opened up in a while, but I killed that buck somewhere right here. I'm actually looking for the paunch right now. I know he was on dry ground and I was on wet ground. Well, it's actually Thursday morning now, so as of Wednesday, the New York boys, they've seen one small buck, a crotch horn, that Dustin saw Monday evening. They've all seen deer, and they've seen deer every day, so I know one of them's a little discouraged, but they're doing good. They've seen deer every day, and I've spent several days up here where I haven't even seen much for sign in the woods I was hunting in. So you know, this is a tough place to hunt, and you know, most of these guided hunts are semi-guided. You know, the best we can really do is get you in a good area where there's deer, and you know, try to convince you that that's a lot of deer for up here, and they're in pockets and they're in different spots. So I'm hopeful that one of them's going to get a nice buck, hopefully 2 or 3, but we'll see how the rest of the week goes. And like I said, this is about 1 year anniversary for me being on YouTube, having the channel, and I just want to thank everybody for watching, that has been watching. I think I've gotten better at it. I'm a little more comfortable with it, so we'll keep them coming. Appreciate it.